We knew it was going to happen. We knew it. I called it. Told you guys, buy the stock. IRobot's popping off now today after an earnings report last night in which they absolutely freaking rocked it. So, obviously, you see this thing's up 16% today. Definitely an exciting thing if you consider the history of this stock, in which it's been pretty beat up over the past. I mean, if you're looking 1 year out, this thing had a high of over 130. Fell down to the 40s, and that's where I picked her up. Now she's sitting right around the 56 range, where I think is decent value for it. Nothing too absurd. I think there's still plenty of room to grow here. Let's take a look at this earnings report. So, non-GAAP EPS in line, but a GAAP EPS beat by 29 cents, which is fantastic because GAAP EPS is obviously the general accepted accounting practices. These are just the normal standards that they all go by. The non-GAAP EPS can go by really whatever the company wants to swing it as. They can include certain things, not include other things, just to benefit really that what that looks like on that profit line. But for them, a GAAP EPS beat is good, very good beat too. A lot of people were expecting a low one, just because of the rising cost of things such as their materials. So just from trade war. We see also a revenue of $426 million, which is a 10% or 11% year-over-year growth, which they beat on that standpoint too, which is really cool. Something real exciting about that growth year-over-year. That's what you look to see, look to find, and you see a good profit too with this company. So shares pop after the company hires a new CFO, Chief Financial Officer, and reports Q4 earnings. EPS higher than the highest estimate turned in by an analyst. So rocked it on that aspect. Revenue's up 11% during the quarter, and operating income came in at $16.6 million versus $29.8 million a year ago. So definitely overall, they made less in terms of profit, but still a good quarter for them. Tariff costs factored into the operating income decline as expected. Nothing extremely, absurd going on there. It costs a lot to get their materials now, and that's why you see a decrease in that operating income. But they managed to cut areas of the business elsewhere and beat that EPS line. So, company promoted VP of Finance Julie Zeiler to take the CFO spot from Allison Dean. Let's look at some of these numbers. See what's going on with IRobot. Obviously, the company, I'm pretty into. I'm a huge fan of IRobot. Definitely enjoy this 16% bump today. I was already slightly up on my position, but this just really solidifies it. I kind of wanted to add more, so we'll see if it comes back down. If it does, that's fine with me. So, leader in consumer robots. Of course, you know it for their Roombas, their mops, all automated, just a thing of the future. Very good artificial intelligence network. We closed 2019 on a positive note by delivering fourth quarter revenue, operating income, and EPS that exceeded our October plans. I love that. Our newest pricing and promotional tactics played an important role in enabling us to defend our category leadership and hold share in the U.S. despite aggressive price competition from competitors. So you think of people like Shark also has a Roomba type vacuum out there. I know SoftBank was investing in a company to produce one, so there certainly is competition, but they're doing well. We anticipate 2020 revenue growth in the range of 9 to 11%. Love that. Although our operating profitability and EPS are expected to be constrained primarily by pricing and promotional activity and tariff costs. So I think they can really benefit on tariff costs, just with phase one of the trade deal taking effect actually just now today, which is sending the markets upwards as is. Very exciting stuff for the markets. You gotta love to see it, but that's exciting stuff to see. You definitely like seeing that. They're putting some good guidance out there. I think can improve once we for sure get these tariff cuts implemented. It'll be interesting to look at. So revenue grew 11%. Love it. You love seeing that. So overall full year revenue grew 11% as well from 2018. Good on that aspect as well. 15% growth in the U.S. and 6% international growth. So good growth in the U.S. for sure, and outside the U.S. was actually international, not that bad as well. Uh, Led by 9% growth in Europe, Middle Eastern, Africa area. So, partially offset by a slight decline in Japan, as expected, and other similar regions. So, nothing crazy. Primarily driven by the adoption of the new products since September 2018, the Roomba Series 9, Roomba S9, the Brava Jet M6, which is the mop, the mopping Roomba, if you want to say it that way. And the international sales of the Roomba i7 generated 17% of 2019 total revenue. So the company achieved a goal of surpassing 100 million in revenue for 2019 for the Brava family of robot mops. So that's a very exciting thing. That's such a big growing aspect of the business, which I mentioned previously when I told you to buy the stock. I mean, what can you say? Soon the lawnmowers will be a good aspect of it as well. Definitely excited to see that. So operating income was 16.6 million compared to 29.8. For 2019, operating income was 86.6 million versus 105.8 in the full year last year. Section 301 tariff costs significantly lower fourth quarter and full year 2019 operating income by 21.9 million for the quarter. So again, they would be way over operating income last year if it wasn't for that, and 37.9 million for the year. So again, they would also be over what they did 2018 as well, if you exclude those tariff costs, which I think is fair to do. Company's cash and cash equivalents and short-term investments are 256 million, up from 91.1 million of last year, or of September 2019 even. That's fantastic. And 162 million from last year. Very good to see that stuff. Good to see an increase there. Yeah. So as far as business highlights, I think we'll look at that, and I think we'll be good. So, separate announcement today: the company has approved Julie Zeiler take place of that. Surpassed 30 million robots sold milestone. So 30 million Roomba / Brava sold. Delivered innovative and high new digital features. Innovative new digital features. What do I mean? Keep out zones and smart charge and resume for the Roomba S9. So that's really cool. Keep out zones is the area where it says don't, you can set it on this map. Do not enter this zone with the Roomba, so don't be using that. Smart charge, it knows when to charge itself. Resume, obviously, stop, pause. For the Brava and that, which levers that. So in addition to an imprint link capability, was extended to the Roomba 900 series, which enables these robots to pair with the Brava Jet and automatically trigger a mopping session to commence immediately after the vacuum sessions commence. That's fantastic. Commenced Roomba production in Malaysia in late November, ahead of schedule, and announced a partnership with IFTTT that is aimed to eventually enabling customers to easily integrate devices and services like smart thermostats, lighting, home security, directly with the IRobot home app. So that's fantastic. You think about that app, it's the future. That's where things are going. The Roomba S9 Plus was 2020 CES Innovation Award honoree in the robotics category. So overall, I'm excited for the way things are going here. If you haven't watched the conference call or heard the conference call, definitely do it. IRobot's playing a good game right here in the stock pop because of it. So I think there's a lot of hype going on right now. I think the stock's fair. I think it'll drop a little bit beyond. I don't think it's gonna stay at this 16% up. I think there might have a day or two where it goes down a couple percentage points. I might pick up more. I might not. I don't know. But I'm just really excited for the long-term prospects. So keep an eye out for IRobot stock.